Hi, here in this video I will talk about the Victory Surah. And here in this Surah we see that there are verses specifically about Arabic people, and also there are universal verses. Let's read it together. We have, in the name of God, most gracious and most merciful. We have bestowed upon you a great victory, whereby God forgives your past sins as well as future sins, and perfects His blessings upon you and guides you in a straight path. Additionally, God will support you with an unwavering support. He is the one who places contentment into hearts of believers to augment more faith in addition to their faith. To God belongs all forces of the heavens and the earth. God is omniscient, most wise. He will certainly admit the believing man and woman into the gardens, with flowing streams wherein they abide forever. He will remit their sins. This is in the sight of a God a great trump. Then he will requite the hypocrite man and woman and idol-worshipping man and woman, for they have harbored evil thoughts about God. Their evil backfire against them, for God is angry with them, condemns them, and has prepared for them Gehenna. What a miserable destiny! To God belongs all the forces in the heavens and the earth. God is almighty and most wise. So here, interestingly, so what I mentioned in the beginning, we have sent you a witness, a bearer of goodness, and warner, means Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, that you may believe in God. So this is the start of the local verses, the verses that are specifically about Prophet Muhammad and his period, that you people may believe in God and his messenger, and reverence him, and observe him, and glorify him day and night. Surely those who pledged allegiance to you are pledging allegiance to God, to approach their pledge. He places his hand above their hands. Those who violate such a pledge commit the violation of their own to their own detriment. As for those who fulfill their pledge with God, He will grant them a great recompense. So, and it starts the sedentary Arabs. So, because for right now we are not an Arabic, and so it is not the verse doesn't suddenly mention the Arabs. It mentions after this opening Muhammad in the, so this is quite logical. The sedentary Arab, so then we can know that it is about the prophet, mentioning about the prophet, not another prophets, like there are Moses, other prophets. So uh, we have been preoccupied with our money and our family, so ask for forgiveness. They utter with their tongues what is not in their hearts. Say, who can protect you from God? So, and there are other informations, there are other verses. You secretly believe that the messenger and believers will be defeated and never come back to their families. And this was firmly established in your hearts. You harbored evil thoughts and turned into wicked. So, and then we see that keep mentioning about the sedentary Arabs. Anyone, as an example, anyone who refuses to believe in God and His messenger, we have prepared for the disbelievers a hellfire. To God belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth. He forgives whomever He wills, and punishes whomever He wills. God is more forgiver, most merciful. The sedentary who stay behind will say, when you are expected to collect spoils of war, let us follow you to share in this. They thus wish to alter God's words. Say, you will not follow us. It's interesting. When you are expected to collect spoils of war, let us follow you to share in this. So they didn't join the war, but they want spoils of war. They thus wish to say, you will not follow us. This is God's decision. They they will then say, you must be envious of us for staying behind. Indeed, they rarely understood anything. So they're like sort of sporting prophet, and they all want the prize or something, and then they say like, you must be envious of us. Indeed, they rarely understand. So this is a quite novelty. I think in the Quran there is no such verse. So it is like it's important. and it says that they don't really attend them. So they're like, okay, the sedentary means like, okay, they're sort of believing, but their heart is not totally sure. And then they just, okay, I don't want to say like, I don't believe, but I'm like following you. And they don't, like, let's assume they're attacking their country and they're not defending it. And they're not doing anything about it. They just stay there behind, and then they only care themselves. Something like that. And say to the sedentary Arabs who stay behind, you will be invited to face powerful people and to fight them, unless they submit. If you obey, God will reward you with a great recompense. Generous recompense, sorry. But if you turn away again as you did in the past, He will requite you with a painful retribution. The blind is not to be blamed, and crippled is not to be blamed, and the sick is not to be blamed. Those who obey God and His messenger, He will admit them into gardens with flowing streams. So, and then later we see that He is the one who sent His messenger with the guidance and the religion of the truth, and to make it prevail over all other religions. So it makes God suffices as a witness, and it makes this local verses actually universal verses, and also because there are examples for us. So in the Quran we see that. So there are some local verses, and but later in the same surah we observe that it was explained. Its universal value was explained. He is the one who sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth, to make it prevail over all other religions. God suffices as a witness. So God sent messenger, and God is mentioning this specifically, victory guaranteed, and it has an importance because at that time, if they are successful, then it will help to spread the religion. And now we can hear these verses after 1,400 years, or more than this, maybe. I'm not sure. Sorry for this information. Uh, and then, and it is true that this is the great prophecy is prevail over all other religions, and so it is. Islam is one of the most popular religions, and it is the latest one, and there's no other religion just superseded. And then there are Christians claim to be Christian, but I think they don't believe in the religion that much. So it is indeed true that it is very popular enough to confirm it. So in the Quran, we remember there is a verse that if you really trust yourself, just write a Quran like this. So another thing about it is because you cannot find someone really believing that. This is another way to prove. So I'm not saying that there are so many believers, but because it's true. But it's true that there are a lot of people fascinated, amazed, and they don't believe. So this is also evidence of God, because God is right. God wants the message to be heard, and they may not follow it, but it's important that the message delivered and it's popular enough. So that's what God wants, God distinguishing good and bad in their mind, and it's very successfully achieved. And we see that some people read Quran and they don't even understand, and it's like, what, they don't believe maybe, but they just still memorize it, and they still uh, like delivering to other people. It's not good. They should understand it, but God has achieved that uh, people can reach the message easily, and this is the mercy from God. And we should read Quran very often. And that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next video. And that's my interpretation. God knows better.